Hey Blossom Gang, it's Chantel aka Shani Blossom, and I'm back with another video. This is going to be a sit down video for you guys. It's going to be pretty much, y'all seen the title of the video, so I'm not going to reiterate it. I haven't been on here for a minute. Baby girl is asleep, so I just decided I had an itching to do a video like this for a minute now, and I just decided to go ahead and record it for y'all. So pretty much these are some things that I've encountered since becoming a mom. I'm just gonna let y'all in on how I've been feeling these past few weeks. Baby girl is 3 months now, so I'm super excited. She's growing, learning a lot, doing new things each and every single week, just amazing me, you know. So I'm super excited about her life. So these are just some things that I've gone through. And it's basically kind of like advice to new moms, or soon to be moms, or moms that will become moms in the future. Here's some things that I've encountered. Every mom is different, but some of these things might help somebody out. So one of the things that I had to kind of get adjusted to while becoming a new mom was the lack of sleep that you have. Because if you're not used to losing sleep or waking up every 2 to 4 hours to feed a child, you will be in for a treat, because it's definitely like super different. And my body had to get adjusted. It's still getting adjusted. I'm still on a crazy type of schedule at the present moment, but it's hard at first, but it gets better. And now that she's more she wants to interact more with different things, it's a little bit harder now with the sleep schedule, because she doesn't want to go to sleep anymore hardly. But when they're newborns, you definitely have to get adjusted to that schedule. But once you get adjusted to it, it'll become a little bit easier. Another thing, after you give birth, mom, the emphasis turns from being on you and your care for the baby, and it turns just on the baby. And then that's good for their sake, but as far as we as women are concerned, they only give you like a 6-week checkup. And in that time frame of leading up to the 6-week checkup, a lot of things happen to your body, and a lot of times they don't really fully prepare you for what is about to come or what is happening to you after you give birth. So some of these things are a shock to you unless you have like a woman in your life that can tell you, hey, yeah, that will happen, that will happen. But we don't have a lot of those conversations. So there's a lot of things that happen to your body, to you mentally, that are going on right after you give birth. And sometimes it's like a shock to you, because you're like, whoa, what's going on with me? But it's totally normal. But then there are some things that are not totally normal, and you need to like make sure that you're checking up on yourself. After I gave birth to Malia, I made sure I had like a blood pressure machine, and I made sure I had like a heartbeat monitor just to check on myself. So guys, I had to go get her and bring her in with me. What are you doing? Oh, okay. So some of the things that that can happen to you right after you deliver, because I know you're like, okay, what are some of the things that can happen? These are some of the things that I experienced. One of them, I had night sweats pretty much for a long time, for a few weeks, where I would just sweat profusely during the night, and then I would wake up basically with sweat all up on my sheets and everything, and you stink, because you know, sweat is excreting like some of that fluid that you've had on your body from carrying your baby. And so sweating, like I sweated profusely for a few weeks, and nobody told me about that. So you get like night sweats, or you can get night sweats. Some other things that I felt was like I had really bad swelling on my feet and my ankles postpartum. I had it during the end of my pregnancy, maybe like for the last maybe like 2 weeks of my pregnancy. I started getting like swelling in my feet and my ankles, but it got really bad after I had birth and after I gave birth to her. And for those of y'all who don't know, go back and watch my delivery video. I do a detailed delivery video, but I had Malia vaginally. Yeah, my feet and my ankles and my legs swole up really bad. I had it swelling edema, where if you pinch like your leg at certain points, basically you can see the indent of your finger. That's really bad. So they gave me medication for that, and I was really concerned because my legs and my feet were hurting really badly. So I had that a lot. So that's something that can occur. It went down, I think, within like 2 weeks. But it did concern me. I even called because I was like, what's going on? Oh, she getting fussy. What's the matter? What's the matter, mama? What's the matter? All right. Something else that I dealt with was like waiting on my actual milk to come in, because I wanted to try breastfeeding at least. And I was able to do it minimally, not fully. And so I had to wait on my breast milk to come. And then when you're in the hospital and you say you want to breastfeed, they like hound you. Like they come in and they're like, you need to breastfeed. Like it was overwhelming to me. And I wish that someone would have talked to me beforehand, like, hey, this is what is expected of you. This is what we really kind of want to see when you're breastfeeding. And so pretty much, y'all can't see baby girl, so let me try to move this. This is what we expect from you for breastfeeding. So this is what you can look forward to. And I kind of wish that there was like a lactation consultant for women that give birth at night, and I didn't have that. I had to wait, and I had 2 separate types of lactation consultants receive different types of information from everybody that I talked to concerning breastfeeding, and my milk didn't come in until 5 days after I had her. So it was just a fiasco to me personally. It was very overwhelming. So just try to get in contact with the lactation consultant if breastfeeding is something that you want to do ahead of time, and educate yourself on it, because it seems like they don't educate you beforehand, which kind of sucks. Also, I will say, take a stool softener. The hospital gave me a stool softener before I left, so it was easier for me to do number 2. But doing number 2 after you give birth, you need a stool softener, especially if you deliver vaginally. You're gonna need a stool softener, okay? And then also, it's gonna hurt down there, guys. You're gonna be bleeding for a few weeks. Don't think that that's strange, okay? Just don't. You're gonna be bleeding. It's gonna be sore down there. I had a vaginal tear. I had a 2nd-degree tear, so you're gonna be bleeding down there. So those are some of the things bodily. Your hormones are all over the place. Those are some of the things hormonally and physically that you're gonna deal with after you give birth, okay? One of the other things that I experienced was postpartum blues / depression / anxiety. It can happen to any mom, and it just kind of hits you. With the postpartum blues, I just felt like I kind of like was reminiscing on life before baby. Now don't get me wrong, I love my child. I'm thankful to God that she's here. She's literally like a miracle baby to me. But I did like reminisce about how my life was without her, before her, because it's so much easier, you know, to just care and deal with yourself, you know, instead of having to do for someone else that's totally dependent upon you. It's a lot of responsibility. So I would describe the postpartum blues like that. Then I think I had a little bit of depression in there, but I think by the time that I reached like the 3rd or the 4th week of her life, the depression and the postpartum blues kind of subsided. I did cry during that time period. I cried like almost, like not every day, but a few days in that time period I did cry. It was overwhelming for me, and I would just feel like I was dealing with a lot of emotions, and your hormones are literally out of whack, okay? So you're gonna cry anyway. I mean, some women don't, but I did. So and then I had anxiety before, but it just heightened on another level. Like when you have a child, like you're just thinking, worrying about everything. And so what I had to do is I kind of had to like push through the anxiety a little. So I'm still dealing with it, but I feel like I'm handling it a lot better than what I thought that I would. So what that looks like is that you could potentially have like anxiety about taking your child out, like taking my child out by myself, or riding in the car for the first time with your baby without anyone else. I had anxiety about those things, but what I did is I actually did it, and it was easier for me to be like, oh, I got this, everything's fine, like everything's good, I just have to at least try it. So that's what I did for myself. Another thing is that having a baby will change your mindset. So basically with this newfound like responsibility, caring for Malia has, you know, it's overwhelming at times, or at the beginning, but then it starts like being like, oh, this is my child, this is my baby, like I carried this child. Like it could be a blessing as well. You can become like I told you, the sleep deprivation, I don't know if that's a word but it's real. So the first few days I didn't feel comfortable driving because I was sleep deprived. So you're losing sleep, you can get irritated with your partner very easily, and that's what happened with me. Like a lot of things frustrated me with him, and I just feel like during this time of having a baby, like it's gonna push you. Like it's literally gonna push things out of you. And so I say with every type of relationship, you learn something, and there's a purpose for that relationship. And so having her, literally, I would say it showed me that I had the innate ability to have like a lot of patience. It showed me that I had the innate ability to care for her and to have this love for her, but it doesn't come without being hard sometimes, you know. So you feel like defeated some days, you know, you feel down some days, you know, you feel like, man, I didn't do enough, or you feel like I could have done that better, or oh my gosh, like I'm so tired, girl, like she's smiling in my face and I'm tired. And so you're dealing with that on your own, like individually, and then you add a partner on top of that, and you're trying to learn how to communicate differently with this person. Your relationship dynamics have changed. So I would say if you have a partner, husband, spouse, really communicate with that person about what are your expectations as far as the child. How are we going to divvy up the work, because you can't do it all by yourself. And I'm going to explain that a little bit more as we continue on this journey of talking about this topic. But learn how to divvy up between your partners so that you're not the only one caring for the child. And it does change the dynamic of your relationship, because now you have to work smarter, not harder, to maintain like your physical relationship. So I did notice that happened in, you know, my marriage. Like it was just kind of like we had to fight through some things, you know. It definitely, you know, it challenges a lot of things, but if everything is supposed to work out the way it's supposed to, everything will be fine, okay? You're just gonna go through your little rough patch and you'll be fine, or you might not go through any rough patch at all. So it's everybody's experience is different. Work out a system with your partner concerning feedings, concerning who gets up when, how, who takes over childcare at a specific time frame, so that you have time for it to do things that you need to get done and for yourself, and also your partner has time to get done things that they need to get done and for themselves, and that y'all can parent effectively and not one person is just carrying a load. That's important, okay? Also, moms, I can be the first to say this, you gotta let the dad learn how to be a dad, because you have this is in your nature to care and nurture everybody that comes in your path. Some women don't have that innate ability, but I know I do. And so it was very hard for me to allow him to actually, or Malia's dad, my husband, to really father her, because I'm her mother. I carried her for 9 months. I know this child. Like, this is like, you start getting to a point where you just like, I don't want you doing nothing, I'll do everything, and you will not last like that. I'm here to tell you. She's smiling right now, guys, because she, you know it's true, huh, Mookie? That's my nickname for her. But yeah, it's not sustainable. Let the dad be the dad. And I'm still learning this, but I've gotten a lot better. I'm not hovering over him anymore. He's gonna have his own relationship with the child. You have your own relationship with the child. He's gonna do things differently. You're gonna do things differently. And the reason being is because men and women are wired differently. You gotta let the dad be the dad. You gotta let your husband, your partner, help you out. Stop trying to do everything yourself. It will wear you thin. So yeah, don't be a helicopter mom, okay? Also, if you have family that's willing to help you out with the baby, like watch the baby, babysit the baby, help you out the first few weeks of coming home with the baby, let them help you. Because I'm here to tell you, me and my husband had it all wrong. Me and my husband had it in our minds that we were just gonna bring the baby home and just have baby and parent time. Honey, something in my spirit said, call your mama, because you're gonna need your mama here with you after you have this baby. Call your mama up. And I'm so thankful that I advocated for that. Because why? The first week, me and my husband were walking around like zombies. Number one, I got 0 sleep the first week of her life. 0. I mean, I probably got maybe 1 to 2 hours of sleep the whole freaking week. Why? Because I didn't want to go to sleep when she was asleep. And newborns sleep a lot. Be thankful for the newborn stage, because they will go to sleep. Now she's 3 months. Homegirl don't like to take no more naps no more. She likes to fight her sleep now. Take naps when they go to sleep. They sleep a lot. Take naps. My mama was there to help me kind of guide and take care of her. It's okay, Mookie. Take care of her and help us out. She cooked, clean, did everything we needed for her to do for us for the first week, and we were so thankful. And we didn't want her to leave. I was like, oh no. When my mama left, I was like, oh no. I don't know what we're gonna do, honey, because you, honey, it's a whirlwind. But by the grace of God, we survived. She survived, you know, just us two taking care of her. But it definitely helped having someone there to help us out. And so I would say, any new parents, let people help you. People that you trust. I'm not saying people that you don't trust, but if you truly trust these people, let them help you, okay? And now we're leaning on to different things, you know, like we're trying to still cultivate our relationship. And so it's nice to have somebody that you trust that wants to watch your child and stuff like that. And so I would say those are the things that I've, you know, dealt with, been going through as it relates to being a new mom. This journey has taught me a lot, like I said, about myself. And I realized that I'm really, really strong, guys. I'm not gonna let nobody try to tell me that I'm a bad mom or anything. And also, let me put out another, this is my last little disclaimer, but then I'll probably go into talking a little bit more. Number one, I tried breastfeeding, like I said at the beginning, and I wasn't getting a lot out. And so I had to go to formula feeding, and I beat myself up about that. You know, I really did, because all I kept seeing was breastfeeding is best. And I do believe that breastfeeding is a wonderful, incredible journey. If you're able to do it, great. But if you're not able to sustain it, formula feeding does not make you a bad mom. And I just want to put that out there, because a lot of people like to try to shade people and shame people, and I'm not here for it, especially not no mama. I'm not having it. So as I was saying, let me let it focus. As I was saying, I had to start supplementing with formula, and first I would breastfeed first and then formula feed. And my baby girl likes to eat, and she likes to eat on demand, and she don't wait for nobody, so she be screaming, okay? So I had to start formula feeding her, and she took well to the formula. I've had to change it like once. I might try to change it again, but nonetheless, that's how she's getting her nutrients right now, and she's growing and doing wonderful, guys. And I just want to say that I had an issue with formula feeding her exclusively because I wanted to be able to pump. I wanted to be able to breastfeed, and who knows, I don't know what will happen in the future. I'm not giving up all hope, but majority of her feeds are formula. That's how she's fed. And it took me a while to come to grips with that. Like I said, I'm not going to give up on breastfeeding. I do want to see if I can at least extract something, because I think she likes the breastfeeding. But if you're a formula feeding mom, don't feel any type of way. People will try to shame you for anything. Don't let nobody shame you for that, because you're still feeding your child, okay? Some women don't excrete a lot of breast milk, and I'm just so happen to be one of those women. I don't excrete a lot of breast milk, and it's a lot of work breastfeeding. That's what a lot of people don't tell you. Like, it's a lot of work. So don't be hard on yourself. Being a mom is a beautiful thing. I look at her, some things that she's done in my womb, I recognize it. Like, she sleeps the same way that she slept in my womb here on earth. I get to see her physically. I get to see her face physically. This is my first physical child. I have 2 other angel babies. It's just a blessing. It took a toll on me, because it's like you go through so much physically. Childbirth is not something easy. Carrying a child is not easy, you know. It's a literal big, huge medical thing that you have to go through, okay? So it's a blessing when a mother is able to carry a child full term, and let alone give birth and both baby and mom, you know, survive. You know, it's a beautiful thing. I'm in love with this baby right here. She is so precious, guys. She has no care in the world. she's my Mookie. Yeah, that's my nickname for her. I love her so much. But I'm here. I just want to give like a little video to moms, new moms, moms who are expecting, moms in the future moms, just any type of mom. I just wanted to put out some things that I've gone through, experience, and I hope that y'all enjoy it. Like, it's like 11:11. I need to try to get myself some sleep as well, just as much as she's sleeping. I just want to put this video out. I hope that y'all enjoy it, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.